Hey, how's it going, guys? This video is gonna be about like I'm about 7 weeks post-op from my TLIF surgery. Yeah, I'm about 9 weeks post-op of TLIF surgery. I want to just kind of give you guys my like a little bit of what happened to me in the first couple weeks. Like I want to go over like pretty much my first 2 weeks after surgery. I've been trying to look at the videos out there. I didn't really find too many. Some of the ones that I found about surgery, because I was looking prior to me having surgery, and I cannot really find anything much about it. So I'm just gonna kind of just let you guys know a little bit about the things that I go through and that I went through in the first 2 weeks. So TLIF surgery, if some of you guys if you guys are watching, you guys are wondering like what's going on, and I can't tell you guys yet because I'm still in pain, sort of. Like I said, mine was kind of a roller coaster up and down, so it wasn't very wasn't the best, I guess you want to call it. So sorry about that. It wasn't like the best that I can think of. I mean, I went through a pretty horrible pain afterwards. Coming off of surgery, I was kind of pretty good, and when I got home, I mean, coming off of surgery, I kind of had a pretty bad one. I was out of there in like 2 days. The actual surgery itself, I was fine. I went in there because I had really bad leg pain, like horrible leg pain, and that ultimately led to them just getting my disc fused. It's a long story that I've had. I've been dealing with this for about 10 years, and I'll get to that some other video. Yeah, so the first 2 weeks was pretty bad for me. It was up and down. It wasn't as smooth as I thought it was gonna be. Afterwards, I had pain. I had no leg pain. I was just in pain, very sore, very just anything I knew that I was expecting. But the first couple of days were pretty rough. I was just pretty much just in bed. I was trying to do my walking every hour, like they kind of tell you to. I was in very bad pain. Nothing was kind of taking it away, but I was just in bed, so I was okay. But within like 3 to 4 days after my surgery, after being home, I started realizing I was getting some sort of pain back again on my left leg, which is the initial reason why I went back into the hospital. So with that being kind of like just said, I didn't know what to do, but it was just subtle. It wasn't like very crazy. It was just subtle, and I just kind of noticed that day by day. This is like the 4th day after. So like I said, it was on like a 4th day. So going on to like the 5th day, it was just gradually getting a little bit worse. I was just trying to go down, down to my living room, and I was just kind of hanging out with the family. And then I was sitting down on a chair, not on the sofa, because the way the angle was, it was just not very comfortable for me. So I was sitting down on like just a chair, to take a kitchen chair, and I was be fine. But it seemed like the first day when it started, like I said, like on the 4th day, it was like after like maybe 30 minutes of sitting down, where I was noticing minimal pain, but then I just got discomfort, figured it's normal. I would go upstairs, I would go back to bed and just lay down. It would kind of go away. And then next day was kind of the same thing. And I noticed a few days after that, so you're talking about within the week, still within like the 5 to 6 day range, I was noticing that 30 minutes in bed, I'm sitting down on the chair, was cutting down to like 15 minutes or so. And then my leg pain started coming out, and it was just gradually getting worse. The next day was like 10 minutes that I could say sitting down, and it was just getting worse eventually. So I was still kind of like, whatever. We started to Google stuff. Me and my wife were just starting to Google stuff, and we realized that there was a lot of people that was kind of going through it. So a lot of people were talking about a medicine. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, pregabentin or something like that. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. So I thinking everything was normal. There's so many people out there like on Google and having their reviews and stuff like that, and putting down their story, and there was a lot of people with leg pain. So I was like, okay, you know what, this has got to be normal. I'm not the only one going through this. Let me wait for my 2-week appointment with the doctor, and then we'll see what happens, eventually. So I kind of did. And then when I did do it, went to the doctor, And that was like the first time I actually really walked, like outside of the house, but really walked. Like usually at the house I would just kind of pace back and forth. So when I finally went to the doctor, I walked, and I remember mentioning to my wife, like, hey man, this kind of feels a little bit better. So we got to the doctor. I couldn't sit down, so I didn't want to sit down to the doctor. So again, my doctor's looking at me again, or the surgeon neurologist was looking at me again, and since I first met him 2 years prior, I've always had leg pain. Like it was about a year prior, I've always had leg pain. So now he's looking at me again with leg pain. So, and then again, I just had surgery. I just had the TLIF surgery literally 2 weeks prior with leg pain. So at this point, when he sees me again, and I look at him and I say, is this normal? And I could kind of tell he looked at me in a way, and he said, yeah, you know, because of the things that go back there, they have to move nerves around or muscles around that, you know, things get irritated. So I said, okay, what can we do, or what do we do? And he prescribed that medicine that we saw on Google. So I said, okay. So I'm still thinking at this point, everything is normal, everything's great. I mean, he's prescribing exactly what they said. So I said, okay, cool. I'm like, that's fine. Went home. I ended up walking just to the corner and back, because I kind of felt like that little relief in my pain from that walking just to the doctor. That my wife got the medicine. I tried the medicine out that night, and the next morning, believe it or not, my pain level went down 40%. I'm not gonna lie. It went down to the point where that was the first time in over a week that I actually went to the living room and I was able to lay down on the sofa, not sitting down, because I still couldn't sit down much, but I was able to lay down on the sofa and watch TV, and honestly, for the first time in a week or so, over a week, hang out with the family for just a few hours. So I was happy. I was able to get up, eat, because I was kind of dropping weight pretty drastically. That I was happy. The very next day after that, now you're talking about now a little bit over 2 weeks, the day after talking to the doctor, my pain kind of went back up a little bit, shot up. Not as bad, but it did shoot up to a point where I did not go downstairs to the living room or to hang out with the family at all. So that was that day, and then the very next day after that, it kind of went back down again. Again, I'm happy because I'm like, okay, the medicine's doing its thing, you know. And I have gone to Google and read, you know, it takes, you know, 2 to 3 days for the medicine to really start to kick in. So I said, okay. I went with that, and then by the, you're talking about literally that weekend, so you're talking about 4 or 5 days after the doctor prescribed the thing, it just started to kind of gradually go back down again, like to a point where, I mean up, I'm sorry, the pain started to go up again. And from there and on, I was able to stay in bed without much pain, leg pain. And at this point, I'm not even worried about my back, because I mean, my back was sore, but I'm so worried about this leg pain, and it starts to put stuff in your head. If anyone out there, if anybody that's watching this video or whatever sees it, kind of knows what I'm saying. It kind of puts this doubt back in your head, where it's hard to describe, that not a lot of people kind of know in your life what you're going through, and it's gradually getting worse. And that was at the 2 week, that was post-op from operation. So you're talking about maybe getting to my the end of my 3rd week. But the leg pain started getting worse, and that was kind of my story up to about like week 3. I will let you guys know in the next video what happened after that, but that was it. I was still kind of happy, because in a way, I know what I was going through was pretty bad, but I was kind of noticing it too, that I'm trying to think positive, because of the fact that I just had one of the biggest surgeries of my life. And since I have been dealing with that for 10 years, I try to stay positive. Like, you know what, there's how much more down can I go, you know, if you think about it. So I try to stay positive. But at the end of week 3, I was with leg pain, and like I said, I wasn't really in my back. I wasn't thinking about my back much. I was my back portion, my actual lower back. At this point, I wasn't feeling no soreness or anything like that. Like, I mean, only when I got up. but it was the leg pain that just would not go away. And that's where I kind of I don't know, I'll leave it at that. And you guys, if anyone sees it out there, I'll put it like this. But actually, my actual surgery, like I said, besides the first 4 days, it started to spiral, kind of going up and down. So if anybody's watching this out there, I'm not saying that something went wrong or it's just me. I'm pretty sure a lot of people go through that. But since I didn't see anything on YouTube or stuff like that when I was researching, I just kind of want to, not to really, just kind of document my thing. Because now I'm like, say, 6 weeks post. Obviously, you guys see me driving here. But there's a lot that happened even in the last 3 weeks. And I want to just let everyone kind of know out there, just kind of let them know week by week of what happened to this day. And I kind of want to just kind of just record it just for myself. But if it helps out somebody out there, that's great. But mostly for myself, I just kind of want to see my progress and just document what I've been going through, because it's been kind of a ride so far. So just kind of keep up, and I guess just I'll go into details more on everything prior to how I ended up with a herniated disc and stuff like that. But this is just kind of 3 weeks post-op of my TLIF surgery and what I've gone through and stuff like that. So in my next video, I'll kind of let you guys know through week 3 to week 4, and then kind of gradually just get to where I'm at and currently, and just kind of want to get my life back to normal as best as I can. So well, hopefully you guys stay tuned, and if you guys are interested in stuff like that, stay watching, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. But if you guys are watching this and you guys are going through it currently, you know, hopefully everything's going better for you guys, or going good for you guys. But I feel your pain, and hopefully you guys don't feel much of mine. But we'll see how that works out. But I'll let you guys know in the next video and stuff like that. But that's kind of where I want to go with this. Like I said, just document everything I can. So if you guys are interested in seeing that or hearing about the rest of my TLIF surgery and anything else after that or prior or stuff, just keep watching. Again, I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, take it easy, guys, man, and just be careful. Bye.